We begin tonight with George Will, NewsNation senior political contributor, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist for the Washington Post. Mr. Will, always good to see you, sir. Once again, Donald Trump appears to be his own worst enemy.
Yes, people used to say, "Let Reagan be Reagan, let Truman be Truman, let their edges and their edginess come out." They were authentic, and in his own very different way, Donald Trump is authentic, and he's not going to be anything else. He got 28 minutes into his speech, convention speech in Milwaukee. Then he went on off the rails, and he's been off the rails ever since. And the amazing thing, Leland, is this. We've had two convulsive events, both debates. One knocked the president out of the race. The other changed the dynamic of the race. And nothing has changed in the electoral vote calculus. Before Biden was knocked out of the race, there were 7 states in play, apt to be decided by a small number of votes. 2 months later, what? It's still 7 states. So can you think of an 8th state that is now in play that wasn't before? The calcification of our politics is astonishing.
Well, fair enough. But I think reasonable people can agree Donald Trump was in a much better place against Joe Biden. He was winning a number of these states in the polls by 5–6%. And they were, I had Republicans talking to me about Minnesota and Virginia and New Hampshire, on and on and on. And now Democrats are playing the game on the other side, talking about Florida in the Texas Senate race. Is out there that might be. It shows that this race is much tighter for Democrats, much better for Democrats under Kamala Harris. The question, though, is there is this odd thing for Donald Trump, right? Because in the month when Joe Biden was the story, when somebody other than Donald Trump was the story, Donald Trump did quite well. From the first debate through when Joe Biden dropped out, Trump kept getting better and better polling-wise without doing anything.
To beat Joe Biden, all he had to do is come out on his front porch every morning to the assembled media and say, "I'm not Joe Biden," go back inside and slam the door and do the same thing the next morning. Stay out of sight. But he can't stay out of sight because applause and public acclaim is oxygen to him. Second, he does not have an update of his script on essential matters since he came down the escalator in Trump Tower in June 2015. The act gets stale, Leland.
Well, look, to be fair, he's sort of tossing out some new stuff, right? And at least today, he rolled out a brand new policy proposal of giving away money that the American people don't have. No taxes on overtime. Take a listen.
Cut taxes for working families, and we will have no taxes on tips, no taxes on Social Security benefits. I'm also announcing that as part of our additional tax cuts, we will end all taxes on overtime.
Now, here's my question. Will that policy proposal get the same type of scrutiny, okay, or will it get much tougher scrutiny than Kamala Harris's proposals of $25,000 for everybody to buy their first-time house, so every house costs $25,000 more?
And the $6,000 child tax credit and all the rest. We're in an uncommonly vulgar auction between these two candidates. Both of them giving away money and giving away government revenues, oblivious of the fact, Leland, that the day of the debate, the Congressional Budget Office, nonpartisan, scrupulously fair, said that by the end of this fiscal year, that is the end of this month, the federal government will have a $2 trillion deficit. The economy's growing. We're at more than full employment. There are hundreds of thousands of unfilled jobs. And we're still running a deficit of $2 trillion a month. And these candidates are bidding with one another to see how much worse each of them can make it.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.